Hi guys, it's Velo here. Welcome to a new video, and today we're doing a speed build. It's been a while because I've been having some problems or difficulty to both finish the builds that I've started, but also with some of my recordings. So this house especially was such a pain in the butt. Like, it took me so long to build, and then it took me almost the same amount to edit because I kept having all of these problems. Um, but yeah, I spent so much time on it that I still really wanted to release it, because otherwise I would have worked like 12 hours for nothing. That's definitely the longest I've spent on a single video so far. It took me like 8 hours to build this. It is on a 64 by 64 law, so it's not a small house, but it's not huge either. I'm just a slow builder. Like, it just takes me a while, and then I was having problems with playtesting, so I had to change things up a tiny bit because The Sims, for some reason, couldn't access the house at all, and I know it has to do with the way I did the basement, but I still kind of don't get why they just can't go up the stairs, because I thought that whenever there are stairs they should be able to use those. But yeah, I fixed it, and it's not on the video, but in the version that I put up on the gallery, the front porch is a little bit different, because that way they can actually go there and get in. But yeah, and then I kept having problems with the editing too, but that's just a whole another story. I need to look into my programs and see if I can find something else, some lighter versions or lighter options, because I don't need all of the fancy things that I can do with my current editor, if that means like that the preview doesn't work, because that's one of the problems I kept having. I had to export this video without sound just to make sure that it actually worked, and to have the preview actually viewable like when I was doing the voiceover. So yeah, it's been a while. Like I said, I've spent almost the same amount editing this than as I spent building the house, so that's a lot. And but yeah, anyway, about this house, I am using some build and buy CC. I just found so many great goodies and I wanted to try them out. Most of the CC is by Peacemaker. I think all the windows are from them, and the wallpapers and the kitchen set is by them, and most of the build and buy stuff is by Peacemaker. And then I do have some little bits from other creators as well. I can't remember everyone, but I just put all of my CC in the game and just used whatever I felt like. So yeah, I will point some of it out once we go inside, and I do use some plants as well that are separated from the vampires pack and then get famous and stuff like that. So it's all Maxis match. Here you can see the windows that I use. They are very nice, very simple, and they are by Beastmaker, like I said. But yeah, this is just a very nice family home on a big lot. I wanted to do this kind of a hill type of a thing again. And sorry if the video jumps from one point to another. It's because I had problems with the editing, so I had to cut some parts out that I wouldn't necessarily want to cut, but that's what I had to do. But anyway, yeah, I've done these hill houses before, but I just thought that it would be cool if the road kind of went around the house and there was this driveway up there, and that's what I did. And then the backyard, there's not too much things, but there is a little greenhouse and a little patio area and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a very big lot for me. I don't ever build on a 64 by 64, but I just thought that I wanted to have all the space I needed in case like the house ended up bigger, because I didn't know how much space the hill would actually take, and it takes quite a lot of space. So most of the like landscaping was quite easy from the beginning, in the sense that the hill was already there and there was like no way around it really. And I just like placed many plants where I felt like they fitted and stuff like that. But it's definitely not a mansion. I would still call it just a regular house. It's only 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It is in 3 floors, so it's quite spacious, but like what might come to your mind from a 64 by 64 lot, this is definitely not it. I just use all the space quite loosely, if I can say that. But yeah, here is the kitchen, and this kitchen set, basically everything except the fridge is from some other creator, but all the other kitchen appliances and the counters are by Peacemaker. And I really like this set, and it's very nice because it is still Maxis Matchy. They themselves, I think they like define themselves as something in between Maxis Match and Alpha, but I really like that. I love everything as long as it goes with the game, and even though the counters are like much more textured than any Maxis counters out there, I still think it fits and it looks very nice, and it goes together with all of the Maxis items. So that's the kind of thing that I really love in CC, both build and buy and cast, but like especially in build and buy, if something is alpha, it will really bother me and it just doesn't look right in my opinion. And this kitchen, well, the dining area was really small, and I wasn't sure if the Sims could actually go there, and it was just looking a little cramped. So in a while I will go back and like extend the house, or that portion of the house a little bit, so that it's more spacious. And yeah, and then in the basement here there's this big like living space. There's like computer and a fireplace and all that kind of like skill building things as well. And then there's a sauna. So in the basement there's like a bathroom and a toilet separated, and then from the bathroom you can go to the sauna as well. I just really felt like this was a good house to have a sauna in, and yeah, so that's what I did. And yeah, here I go in and extend the house just a tiny bit. I had to like of course adjust all the levels when I did that, but it wasn't that bad. It works and it looks nice still. And yeah, like I said, what you're seeing in the video didn't work when I was playtesting, but I changed it. So if you want this house, it is on the gallery. Of course, there's a lot of CC included, but all of the CC is on my Tumblr. Or if it's not, it's probably by Peacemaker, because I downloaded so much from them. I just really didn't want to like spam my own blog with all of their stuff, because you can find it really easily from their blog. So if you find any post by Peacemaker, you should be able to like see what I've used, and all the other stuff, like all the smaller bits of CC that I've used are in my blog. There's some like hanging plants from Kismet Sims. Those are very cute. And then there's some things from like the cottage garden stuff pack and stuff like that I've had for a longer time, and I've probably used before too. So yeah, new stuff is mostly by Peacemaker. Yeah, and for this living room, I didn't know what I wanted to do at all, and I'm just messing around with different things. But from Peacemaker, there's also these like built-in shelves kind of things. So I end up like building this TV cabinet out of those, and then some like CC bookcases. They're just like Max's bookcases that are like made taller, and I think it ends up looking very, very nice, and it ends up being a little bit darker than it is right now. I think the wall behind the TV is like dark green, and I think it looks very, very nice. Not all the rooms in this house are like my super favorites, but I do like the living room. In some other cases, like I was kind of restricted by the poor things that I had done in terms of the floor plan. So like, I don't know, floor planning is just hard for me, and then I just have to do something, and then maybe some of the things don't end up quite as nice as they would if I was better at floor planning. But you know, it's fine, and I do really like this house. It is I think I said, yeah, like 2 bedrooms, and I made one of the bedrooms for a toddler. I don't know why exactly, but I thought there would be like a lot of space for them to grow and stuff like that. So I thought that was cute, and you could definitely very easily change that. And yeah, then there's just all the things you need. There's not a separate office, but like I said, the basement floor is kind of the more of a skill building space. And yeah, these little clutter items are also by Peacemaker, and those are so nice. I were seriously lacking like stuff like that in terms of like Max's stuff, and I just use those around the house. Those little clutter items, they come from like multiple sets. So there was one for kitchens, and then there was at least one for bathrooms that had like bathroom stuff and soaps and makeup products and stuff like that. That is just very nice and realistic, and I really like that. But yeah, I have a couple speed builds, other speed builds recorded as well. Some of them are like not quite finished, and some of them I've just not done the editing yet. Like I said, I've been having problems with some builds, but I think I might just like, for those that aren't finished, I'll just like do it in separate parts. So I'll have some build videos, and I'll have some furnish videos like separately. And I do have like a couple of winter themed or Christmas themed videos coming up too. I'm not big in Christmas, and I really I don't like building in winter. I'm just not used to it yet. So but I decided to do that anyway, so just a couple of videos, but I hope you will like those. But otherwise, I don't have anything like Christmassy planned, or I won't be doing any like super big things. I'm just having a couple of Christmas themed videos around the next few days, so that there's even a little bit. And even that was mainly because I wanted to try out the new items from the holiday pack that we got in an update. So yeah, that's that. That will be coming out probably tomorrow. And yeah, otherwise I will just then release videos whenever I feel like. I'm spending Christmas with my family, and I don't think I will be making videos. I'll just take like some time for myself and stuff like that, and just spend it with my family. Yeah, and I do like Christmas in terms of like having the holiday and stuff like that, but I'm not a religious person, so it's not a huge deal for me or anything like that. But I do enjoy it, and I am looking forward to like having all the traditions and stuff like that. Yeah, here are some of the hanging plants by Kismet Sims. I think these are very cute. I think we're seriously lacking these ones too, like by Maxis. That's another thing I would really want to have, but fortunately we have CC, and yeah, I use those around the house. And for the landscaping, like I said, I just put a bunch of plants everywhere, and then in the backyard there will be more stuff. Yeah, but yeah, it's not like anything too weird or anything too extra. It's just a cute family home, and there were some like cat things as well, so you could have pets here. It's pet friendly and all that kind of stuff, but with the like cat litter boxes, I did have a slight issue of them fitting, so there's only like one functional one. You might want to add more of those, at least if you have more than one cat. I was trying to have one in the like basement toilet, like kind of raised up, but then they wouldn't be able to use it, and also it was kind of blocking some other stuff, so I think I took that away while I was playtesting as well. But you know, I think they should be fine. I'm not too sure. Sometimes cats are needy in the game too, as they are in real life, but you can just add a few more. And here's the upstairs bathroom. I really like this. Again, I'm using a lot of CC, and most of it is by Peacemaker. And then there were some like separated things from Max's stuff, like the hair dryer is separated thing, I think, from Get Famous and stuff like that. It's just very nice clutter that makes it look so much more realistic, I think. And it's a very simple bathroom, but I really like it. And for the upstairs, otherwise there's again another like lounge area, so there's a lot of living space in this house. Definitely if the family would like grow, there would be space for another bedroom. The bedrooms are quite big in this house, and like I said, there's a lot of living space that you don't necessarily need. And I did put also laundry in. I say this in every video, I just think it makes it so much more realistic, but you know, it's just one of my preferences. And one other like really great CC piece that I absolutely love is these like window seats. They're separate, like the built-in part, and then the cushion part is separate, so you can have any kinds of window seats built from those. I use like multiple of them in this house. There's one in this toddler bedroom, and there's one in the upstairs lounge, and as well as the basement like living space. So I just think those are so cute and so versatile, and yeah, I just really like those items. For the toddler bedroom, it's definitely quite girly. It's pinks and blues and purples, but you know, it's still just a room for any child, and it's kind of a weird shape. I was not sure, like I put this like wardrobe in, and then I did the like seating area, so those kind of take away from the space that I could use for other things, but I just thought they looked so cute. I wanted to keep them in. And here in the backyard, so there's obviously the staircase, so that you don't always have to walk all the way from the like driveway. You can enter the backyard from the stairs, and here I did this kind of a cellar kind of a thing. It's not functional, it's just like it's a piece of like roofing, and it leads nowhere, but I thought it looked cool. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with this kind of a thing, but at least in Finland, in older houses, like there's often this kind of a outside cellar that you would have, like used for storage, like to store food and stuff like that. So I thought, because obviously this wasn't the newest house, I thought that they would have this little kind of cellar thing there. And also I just needed to fill like all of the yard space with something, so that's one thing and stuff like that. And now we're back inside again. I do jump around quite a bit. That's just how I build, and also I had to cut away some things, like especially the landscaping was not interesting at all because I spent ages using the terrain tools and just like smoothing out and putting something back again and smoothing out again. So I cut most of that out because it's just not fun to watch for like minutes and minutes and minutes. But you know, I think you get the idea. And here's the like cat litter tray that I was talking about. I really wish we had some like built-in cat litter thingies as well, because I know like some people have done that they just like take some kind of an old piece of furniture and they kind of make holes in it, and then there's cat litter boxes inside. I think that's really cool, and that also would make it like look nicer, because like in real life the like cat litter trays in the game don't look so nice. They're pretty ugly and you wouldn't want them anywhere else than in the bathrooms, really. At least that's always where I put them. It's just, it doesn't make sense to me otherwise. Sometimes I do put them in the yard, but you know, one or the other. And here's the downstairs lounge room, like kind of finalizing. There's this music player and yeah, like I said, a fireplace and all that kind of good stuff. And then for this master bedroom, I think I had to cut like all of it out. I visited there briefly, but all of the recording was corrupted, unfortunately. Like I said, I don't really know why, because it wasn't like that the whole file was corrupted, and just some bits there and there, and it like was really problematic because I had to look through all the footage like really closely, and I always didn't know if it was actually the footage like corrupted or if my players like the preview was just weird and not working properly. So yeah, I'll definitely have to look into that. I still haven't found like the optimal editing program for myself. I thought that the one I have worked fine, and it did for a while, but now it's starting to be really weird, and like it's a very big problem if the preview doesn't work. So yeah, and I use a lot of these recolors of the toddler update curtains everywhere. I can't remember who they're by, but they're a very nice item because I really like that curtain, but the colorways in it are just pretty horrible. I know that they are meant for toddlers like mainly, but I still really wish there was like even one neutral swatch in game. But fortunately I found some of these recolors and they're very pretty, and I use them all over. And yeah, that's just, I hope it's like kind of goes together, all the rooms in the house, because I feel like that's also one of my problems sometimes, that when you go from one room to another, you're like, is this the same house? And I'm not sure how to like tie those elements in, if you know what I mean. So yeah, obviously like in this kind of a house you would have renovated some parts more than the others and stuff like that, so it would kind of make sense. But still, I try to use like some things like the bathroom like equipment and then those curtains and colors that would still be kind of the same throughout the house. I guess that's just kind of obvious. I don't know why I'm saying this, but you know, I have to talk about something. And for the kitchen there was also this like backlash kind of thing. It's in the paintings. I only now like discovered it. It's from the same set as other of the rest of the kitchen stuff, so it went perfectly, and I wanted to use that as well. And then in this upstairs lounge, I wasn't sure what to do. I wanted like some skill building things here, but they just really wouldn't fit. And then I decided, well, the kid's still a toddler, so we don't need any kids things. But you know, I do end up putting this keyboard in, and then there's just some seating and the computer and stuff like that. So it's just a nice lounge area. There's a lot of kind of like empty space as well in this house. So it could be used more cleverly. Definitely you could turn this into another bedroom, but you know, I think it's nice. And I was really pleasantly surprised that all the window seats actually work, like everywhere where I put those CC window seats, and even if I put something like in front of them, they still work. Like each of the like seating slots kind of work. So I thought that was really nice. And here's just a random hallway that I had to do in order to get like access to the second bedroom. But you know, I think that turns out fine too. These guys are definitely not short on money. They have a lot of cool paintings around, and they have just a lot of decorations and stuff like that. So even though the like none of the actual furniture isn't that opulent, like still all the appliances and all that kind of stuff is very new and very fancy, and just quality. It's just good quality, I think. Here I did put all this kind of storage kind of things, and the fashion style board, whatever that is called, didn't work there, so that I also moved in the final version, but it's there. I wanted like to have that as well. Yeah, and here in the backyard there will be this little porch area, or this kind of patio with I don't know if there's barbecue, I can't remember, but there's some seating and a kiddie pool and stuff like that. And then I decided to give them this little greenhouse. I thought well, I hadn't done a separate greenhouse with the new like foundation tools yet, so I thought that I would just do that, because it's very cool now that we can have like multiple structures on the same lot and just like kind of edit them separately. So that's what I did, and there's like some planters and some already grown plants inside. It's not like super full. I just wanted to have like this space where you could do anything. And there's also some bees there, so all that kind of stuff that a gardener would need. And I used these shelves, and I put some plants on top of there, because like I just think often in a greenhouse you would have this kind of shelf things on the walls that you can have more surfaces for the plants and stuff like that. Of course you can't in game put like planter boxes that actually work there, but I thought it was fine. I'm actually not sure how well these planter boxes in here do work. That is one of the things I didn't playtest. I'm just now realizing it, but I think that's very easy to fix, and it's not the most necessary thing. But yeah, I just thought this was a very cute space. I used these hanging plants again, and it's just nice, and it's just your little greenhouse where you can have your gardening time and just chill. But yeah, we're closing up to the end. This is a very long video, and like I said, like I have no idea how it took me so long to build this, but you know, I guess I'm just a perfectionist. I wanted to do everything very carefully, and I had a lot of these ideas that I wanted to execute perfectly. Like the hill, I spent so much time just doing the terrain tools and just like doing everything very neatly. And also the staircase and the like way the house is built. I wanted it to be very specific. I just had this image in my mind and I wanted to accomplish that image as well as I could. So yeah, that's what I did, and I do really like how this house turns out. It's definitely a little bit interesting because of the way I built the basement and stuff. So yeah, it's not the best. You can't like use most of the porch at all, and I seriously don't get why that is. Like, if you know if it's supposed to be like that or if it's a bug, please tell me, because like I would really want to do these kind of houses more often, but none of the porch is accessible. So yeah, I don't know why that is. It's kind of weird. You like in live mode, you can't even click on the porch floor and say go here. It just doesn't let you do that. There's no error code or anything like that. It just doesn't work. But you know, it's fine. I fixed it and now they can use it. And then I just closed the lot off with some fencing, and I did this kind of like this is my own gate kind of in the front there. And yeah, here are the screenshots, and these are taken after I did the modification that I did. And yeah, they're not the best because the way I built it, again, like the levels kept being kind of weird and the camera kept like bouncing around. But you know, I think it's a quite cute house, and while you're playing, it's not that bad. Like, you can still see everywhere and stuff like that. You can use everything and stuff like that. I'm only now realizing one of those lamps was totally cutting into the bed. My bad, but you know, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you all very soon again. Bye bye.